Hello, friends, and welcome into NFL Daily, presented by Manscaped. Head over to manscaped.com/chat, and you'll save 20% off and get free shipping on all of their fantastic products. I'll tell you more about them, but let's talk about Super Bowl 55, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs actually have the better record this year, 14-0 versus 11-5 for Tampa, but this is kind of going to be a home game for Tampa. In normal years, by the way, teams travel to the Super Bowl like a good week in advance. They got plenty of time to rest and get settled in whatever time zone they're in. Not going to be as big of a deal for KC this year. This year, they're only going to head down about 2 days before because, COVID stuff, right? But the Bucs don't actually have to travel. They get to hang out and just chill at their home because it's in Tampa this year, which is wild to think about. It is the first time in NFL history that a team gets to host the Super Bowl that's also playing in it. So they're at Tampa, but we still have some odds, by the way. Early odds, of course. These will change throughout the week. Bucs minus 57.5. That's the total over. Bucs 57.5 is the total over/under. The Chiefs are actually a 3.5 point favorite, despite going on the road, I guess. Although maybe that makes some sense when you've got this guy named Patrick Mahomes who has been truly nothing short of incredible so far this year. Genuinely has been he's been the best quarterback in the NFL across the past 2 years. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers won MVP this year, but who are you going to trust in the postseason? Right now, it's been Mahomes. That's why the Chiefs are favored in this one. Again, that 3.5 point spread right there. The Chiefs, the offensive scoring numbers for the regular season might seem a bit suppressed. I think in reality, we know this is the most deadly offense in the NFL. This is not the offense you ever really want to go up against because they're that scary, they're that good, and they are that legit. It is a terrifying team to have to play against. They are so difficult to stop. It makes things profoundly difficult on opposing teams. The offense is so dynamic, so diverse. Meanwhile, the Bucs defense, though, we'll talk more about this in a little bit as well. They've been impressive. They have picked up their play. Really through this playoff stretch, they've gotten back on track, and they look very, very dangerous as well. So what I want you guys to do here is, before we dive too far into today's video, let me know in the comment section who you guys got in this one. Type C for the Chiefs or type in B for the Bucs. This will be the pinned comment on today's video, so go fight if you guys want to at that pinned comment if you get the ad break here. It's C for the Chiefs and B for the Bucs. Let's talk about how the Tampa Bay Buccaneers got here, right? They take down the Green Bay Packers as Tom Brady gets to head to his 10th Super Bowl, which seems completely made up and is actually completely right. He has spent 50% of his healthy seasons in the postgame. We'll talk more about Brady here in a little bit, don't worry. The Bucs defense, I want to give them a lot of credit for this performance. Brady in the first half, lights out. Brady in the second half, the lights got turned off. He was, I'll say it, bad. 3 interceptions. He's going to have to do better. On the bright side for Tampa, I'm telling you guys, this defense is back on track. How about Shaquille Barrett? 3 sacks, 2 tackles for loss. He torched the Packers offensive line all day. It was a profoundly impressive performance out of Barrett and Jason Pierre-Paul and Vita Vea. That front 7 for Tampa is going to give the Chiefs problems, especially if Eric Fisher is unable to go due to his Achilles injury he suffered in this one. Remember, previously, we'll go kind of quicker here in terms of the Bucs playoff stretch. They have to play an extra game. Remember, they did not get a bye. They got the number 5 seed. They took down the Saints 30-20. Brady was fine in that one, 18-33, 1-9-2 scores. They picked off Drew Brees 3 times. You throw 3 interceptions in most games, you will lose that matchup. That's exactly what happened for the Saints. Then in the NFC wildcard round, the Taylor Heineke show was fun. Ended up not quite being enough for Washington to pull the upset. Brady was pretty darn good in that one. Not the best completion percentage, but 381, 2 scores for Fournette played well. The Bucs have played inspired football this postseason, and I do think Tom Brady deserves a pretty good amount of the credit for that. He has been a huge reason why this team is where they're at. The going from Winston to Brady was a substantial upgrade for a team that wasn't that far away with a quarterback turning the ball over 30 times. As mentioned, today's show is made possible by our friends over at Manscaped. Head over to manscaped.com/chat. And you'll get 20% off and free shipping on all of their fantastic men's grooming products, including the Lawnmower 3.0. It's not going to pull, it's not going to tug, it's not going to cut you, although you might get a little tug and pull after you use it, if you guys can catch my rather obvious drift right there. Head over to manscaped.com/chat. Use the promo code chat if you need to, but it's manscaped.com/chat. That'll save you 20% off and get you free shipping. I do want to talk about the quarterbacks here more in depth now. Mahomes versus Brady. On one hand, Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback in the NFL right now, against Tom Brady, who at an advanced stage continues to defy logic and defy the human body and continue to be the GOAT. He has been impressive. He had a very good year this year for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 40 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. I do think these numbers back up what I believe is the reality, though. Mahomes is better than Brady right now. Brady's probably somewhere just inside the top 10 of NFL quarterbacks, but he always seems to have magic come the postseason. And frankly, Brady has not been unbelievable in the postseason. He's been good, don't get me wrong, but he's completing only 55% of his passes. He's got 3 interceptions. In reality, he kind of tried to give that game away a little bit against the Packers and ended up not mattering. And yet Brady is back here in the Super Bowl for in the math wise is 50% of his healthy season he's been in the Super Bowl, which is insane. Compared to Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Wilson, all these other great quarterbacks, no one's had even close to the success of Tom Brady. It's frankly ridiculous. It honestly doesn't make any sense whatsoever, and yet here we are. Tom Brady continues to, even though he's an older guy, continues to have immense success. So come Super Bowl 55, you got to pick one guy to put on your team. Who are you going with here? Let me know in the comments section. Are you going with Patrick Mahomes? Are you going with Tom Brady? Who are you taking? Are you taking the GOAT, or are you taking the best young quarterback right now in the NFL? In fact, best quarterback in the NFL. Type PM for Patrick Mahomes or TB for Tom Brady. Go a little bit more in depth now in terms of how the Chiefs made it back here, right? They take down the Buffalo Bills. I'm sure we all watched that game. The Bills are cowards. It's what they get, right? 38-24 was the final in this one. It was a good showing by Kansas City. They didn't need to run the ball all that much because, well, they have Patrick Mahomes, 325. Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, by the way, were unstoppable in this game. Here are their stats. It's ridiculous. 15 targets for Travis Kelce. He hauls in a pretty damn impressive 13 of them for 118 and 2 scores. None of them went longer than 17 yards. Meanwhile, Tyreek Hill, 11 targets for 9 catches, 172 yards. He doesn't score. He does have a 71-yard score, though, so or catch and run, I should say. That's okay in the end. This is a impossible to stop duo. As good as the Bucs defense has been, and they've been legit. They're the main reason why they beat the Packers this past week. They're going to need a big-time performance against 2 of the best young playmakers in the NFL. All right, their other playoff matchup the Chiefs had, the Browns, a little bit closer than it seemed like it was going to be. Remember, this was the game Mahomes left with an injury. Had he been out there the entire time, I feel pretty good saying it wouldn't have been quite as close as the final score ended up being. But hey, welcome to life in the NFL, you know? Now, we're going to keep you guys covered all off-season long, and of course for Super Bowl 55 as well. If you want to stay up to date with everything going on around the NFL, daily videos. We broke down Matthew Stafford trade destinations earlier today. We'll break down some Aaron Rodgers ones soon since he might want out of Green Bay, because that isn't a huge surprise, frankly. If you want to stay updated, hit that big red button and subscribe. I did want to discuss now both of these teams' offenses. And you see some similarities, right? The Chiefs are the best yards per game offense. They've had some issues in the red zone, but nothing too terrible there. You're separated by 1.2 points per game. It's not that big of a difference in the end. I think the craziest part to me is the turnovers. Both of these teams done a great job of not turning it over, separated by just 1. And both of these teams, Chiefs a little bit better, don't care that much about running the football. They get it. It's 2020. Air it out. You'll have more success that way. 2 fantastic offenses, despite the points per game advantage for Tampa. I actually think the Chiefs are just a little bit more deadly. Defensively, The Chiefs have upped their play as of late. I mean, I think we saw that against the Buffalo Bills, right? Yes, they allowed 24 points, and it could have been more if the Bills had not been cowards. They also sacked Josh Allen 4 times for 53 yards, which is just an obscene number. Mahomes got sacked once, and it was a 0-yard loss altogether. The Bucs defense, though, has been fantastic. Eric Fisher, I'm going to assume right now, is not going to be able to play in this game due to an injury he suffered late. He was an Achilles injury. That's almost always a very bad sign for a player when it's an Achilles injury and you get ruled out quickly. That's always troubling. So because of that, with the way this Bucs defense has played, with as good as Vita Vea has been, they're going to be able to give the Chiefs and Mahomes some issues. Like most quarterbacks, if you can pressure them, you might be able to have some success, although that's always much easier said than done. All right, now I want you guys to head on down to the comments section and predict the score for me. Who you got in this one? The Chiefs against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Let me know who you got, who you think is going to be able to pull out this one. So let me know down there in the comment section. Predict the score, and don't forget to mention who you got winning that one. One more time here, the Bucs and the Chiefs, Super Bowl 55. Remember, February 7th, there's that full extra week off for both these teams because, they're going to go through their whole Super Bowl drama there. I will make note, though, one last note before I ask you to predict who you got again. These two teams have played each other once before earlier this season. And remember, this was the last time the Tampa Bay Buccaneers actually lost a game. 27-24, the Chiefs won that one. Brady got picked off twice. Mahomes threw for 462 and 3 scores. But that was the last time the Bucs lost a game. They've won every game since that moment. Are they going to end it with a bookend loss, or will they find a way to win? So who do you guys have in this one? One last time for me here. Let me know in the comments section. Type C for the Kansas City Chiefs. You believe they're going to win this one. Or type in B for the Bucs. I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I think it's close. I'm worried about the Eric Fisher injury, but I'm going to go C. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section.